Hello everyone, welcome back to Level Up SFDC, and in today's video we are going to talk about custom metadata in Salesforce. We will cover the basic aspects of custom metadata. This is for the beginners. So by the end of this video, you will know what is a custom metadata and what kind of records can be stored in the custom metadata and what are some limitations of custom metadata. And we will be comparing it with the custom settings, what are the differences. And also we will see how do we navigate to the custom metadata in Salesforce org. Now, what is a custom metadata? A custom metadata is nothing but a user-defined configuration data. You can have the mapping between the fields and you can store it in the metadata. And you can have like the mapping between country, currency, and you can have a mapping which tells what is the language code for each of the language. So those kind of data can be saved in the custom metadata. Now, when we talk about metadata, the data is part of the setup. Like it is not a customer related data. It is a setup related data. And all custom metadatas will have a suffix of __MDT. When we talk about custom objects, it is __C. Compared to that, metadata will have __MDT. This is one of the difference. So this will be useful when you want to query a custom metadata. You should use this format. Now let's talk about some of the examples of the custom metadata. Here we are going to discuss about 3 examples. One is a mapping between country and currency. When the country is India, the currency is INR, and this mapping can be stored in the metadata. And the next example is about discount rules. So we can set up a data for the discount rules, like which customer will get how much percentage of discounts. For example, a customer type of gold can have a discount of 15%. So it is going to be static data until somebody is changing the data. For example, in the festive season, we can have more discounts, like a customer type of gold can have 20% of discount or 25% of discount. We can change it whenever we need it in the metadata. And the third example is about tax rate. So in India, it is 18%. We can set it up like that. And in UK, it is 20%. And we can change when the tax slabs change or tax rates change. So this is about the examples of custom metadata. Now, what are some limitations of the metadata? So one of the limitation is we cannot create or update the data within the metadata. That means the records that are there in the metadata cannot be updated, or we cannot create them in runtime using Apex. And also metadata does not allow us to create field types like auto number, master detail relationship, encrypted data. That is because custom metadata is a configuration related data and it is not a customer related data. Salesforce does not provide us so many options for the field types. Now, a custom metadata per organization, we can have 200 metadatas and with the addition of 150 metadata types when it comes from the certified managed package. And there is a usage limit. We can have up to 10 million characters of metadata records in the org. Each field will be counted against the characters that it holds. For example, we can even the standard fields like label will have the characters counted. So that means for the biggest field, for example, it will be counted as 10 characters, and for the checkbox field it will be counted as 10 characters. So you can have up to 10 million characters in the org. And for each metadata we can have up to 100 fields in the metadata. In the examples that we discussed, country was one of the field and currency was another field. Like that, we can have up to 100 fields, not more than 100 fields. And the next one is actually a advantage. It's not a limitation. That is, we can run the SQL queries on the custom metadata without it being counted against the Salesforce governor limits. So per Apex transaction, these queries, whatever we do on the metadata, will not be counted against the governor limits. Now let's talk about the comparison between metadata and the custom settings. So we have categorized different areas where metadata is different from the settings. So one is the deployment. When it comes to metadata, you can also deploy the records that are stored in the metadata. Whereas custom settings, we cannot deploy the records or the data within the custom settings. And custom settings does not allow relationship fields, but whereas custom metadata allows a lookup relationship with another custom metadata. And when it comes to suffix, the settings can have a suffix of __c. That is the standard, and metadata can have __mdt, as we discussed earlier. For test classes, custom settings are not visible within the test classes, whereas custom metadata can be accessed in the test class. So how do we access custom settings or in the test class? So in order to access custom settings, we need to create our own custom settings for our requirement in the test class and then use that. Okay, and then about the DML, you can perform the create, update or delete of the custom settings in Apex class, but whereas you cannot do all those operations in the custom metadata, because custom metadata records are read-only. Okay, you can reference them, but you cannot create or update or delete them. And when it comes to SOQL, we already discussed metadata queries are not counted against the governor limits. But for custom settings, we don't have to write the SQL queries, but we have the inbuilt methods which can be used to access the data within the settings. Now let's talk about the navigation part in Salesforce. How do we navigate to the metadata records? So how can I create a metadata record, or how can I view the records within the metadata? So I'm in one of the Salesforce org. This is a playground org that I have created. And in order to go to custom metadata, we need to click on this setup. Once we go to the setup, I can search the custom metadata. So go to this custom metadata types, and here we will have a list of metadatas. So for our example, I have already created one metadata with the name currency mapping. So we can go to this currency mapping metadata and we can see the number of fields that are there. So these are the two fields that are currently available. So one is country and the other one is currency. Now what is the data within it? So we have an option to manage currency mapping. So once I go there, I can see there are 3 records that are available. So let's go into each record. Now this metadata has only 2 fields, right? So one is country and the other one is currency. Now if I want to create another one, I can do a clone from this record and I can use different country, and I can map the currency for that country, and once done I can save that. Okay, and this is how we can navigate to the metadata and see the data, and also we can see the data by querying in the Salesforce inspector or any other tool. You can run a query and check the records within the metadata. That's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.